Bitcoin spikes up from 68K all the way to almost 72K, but let me explain to you why this could still lead to more downside. Welcome back to FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Right now it's about 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern time and the price of Bitcoin is currently at 71,050. We start off here with the weekly chart. We closed here yesterday with a red candle, pretty much have tweezer tops. After tweezer tops, we usually end up heading lower. Right now we're opening up with a green candle. Obviously we still have a whole week before this closes. 21 moving average is currently at 81,974. Keeps getting lower and closer to price range. This looks to me like it's bear flagging out, especially if we continue to go sideways. Now, one thing that I'm liking here is that we finally have been able to get across this line right here. As you guys can see, we usually roll over on the stochastic RSI at this point, and we're a little bit above it here. Of course, we could still roll over even if it's a little bit higher, but so far it is looking a little bit better. And here in the RSI, we are starting to point up. So let's see what happens. Maybe we could still make a move up to the 21 moving average before we roll over, or hopefully we could just continue to go up. Now on the 4-day chart, we zoom in here to the stochastics RSI. We could see that the stochastics are starting to turn here. We are above the dotted line, so this could start rolling over at any moment now. This candle closes in 2 days and 6 hours. Last candle was red. Tweezer tops again, like I was saying on the weekly chart, and this time the 21 moving average is already pretty close to price range. So this is already primed to start rolling over unless we could get back above the 21 and the 200 moving average, which is at $84,064. And the 2-day chart, this is where I have the bear flag that takes us down to about 44K now, and we're pretty much back inside of the pattern of the bear flag. The only thing that I'm liking is that we're currently still above the 21 moving average at 68,770, but look at the stochastics RSI, they're starting to roll over here. Hopefully we could get a curvature back up, and maybe we could break above this 50 moving average at 79,044. On the daily chart, we fell below the 21 moving average, and today we're trying to see if we could get back above it. We would have to close above 70,267. Stochastics RSI are still on the way down. It's possible we get some curvature back up. The RSI right now is trying to breach the 50 line here, so let's see how this day ends up. We head over to the 8-hour chart. We see that we still have room on the stochastics RSI to continue going up. Here we got rejected off the 200 moving average. We fell below the 21, and now we're trying to see if we can make another push up towards the 200 moving average at 74,130. But guess what? 74,000 is the big resistance that we always reject from most of the time. So even if we were to make a move up here, we could still battle that rejection and fall further down. We head over to the 4-hour chart. We can see that the stochastics are getting to the top. We can obviously still roll and go sideways here for a while. The one good thing here is that we got above the 200 and the 21 moving average. Yesterday I was showing you guys this head and shoulder pattern, which this measured move would take us down to about 62K and change. We have the left shoulder, the head, and this is the right shoulder, and we were below the 200 moving average, but all of a sudden today we closed already 2 candles above the 200 moving average. In an hour and 45 minutes this could be a 3rd candle, but we're not out of the woodwork yet, guys. This could still end up being a elongated right shoulder here. In order to negate this head and shoulder pattern, we would have to get above this head and above this wick here, which looks like a topping tail, which was all the way at 76K. If we cannot do that, this could go all the way as high as this wick here, which is pretty much at 73,913, pretty much the 74K where I'm showing you on the 8-hour chart, the 200 moving average, and we could just make a bigger right shoulder and end up rolling out. So I'm still not convinced about this move, even though we got back above the 200 moving average. We could see here that on this candle we got a wick, we got pushed back down. This second candle is not even a candle here, it's just pretty much a long wick on both sides. And now, yes, we are getting a green candle. We might eat up this wick. That could get us above the 50 moving average, or we could reject from here. The fact that we're toppy and we could roll over anytime, I'm not liking that. We would have to see where price range is once the 4-hour stochastics RSI are fully resound the bottom and ready to go up. If we're still above the 200, the 21, and hopefully above the 50 moving average, then we have a chance to get above this head of the head and shoulder pattern. If we are below the 21 and especially below the 200, then we're probably going to have more downside. Now on the 1-hour chart, you see the stochastics are toppy. We're about to roll over. This RSI looks bad right here. We're rolling over here as well, and this is where we have most of the resistance. We cannot get above this 200 moving average at 71,324 at the current moment. This is not looking good. This kind of looks like it wants to curve back up. Maybe we do break it now. Let's see what happens with that. And on the 15-minute chart, stochastic stochastics are on the way up. Some could say that this is a flag, but this is also looking to me like a head and shoulder pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So we would have to get above this wick at 71,817 to negate this head and shoulder pattern. And if this is a head and shoulder pattern on the 15-minute chart, because this could break us back down to about 60,327, pretty much where we started from. So again, we're not out the woodwork yet. I must say that this could be a potential head and shoulder. It's not confirmed as of yet. We would have to see what the 15-minute does here. Once we get to the top of the stochastics, are we above this head? If we're not, with closing candles, this could just end up being a right shoulder that rolls over, and then this also plays out, and we'll be back at 68K just like we were yesterday. So right now, guys, I'm not convinced overall just yet. I need to see us break above 74K. We could get to 72, 73. I'm not getting happy unless we start closing candles above 74K. We've seen this song and dance before, and then all of a sudden we fall down. We were at 76K and we were just yesterday at 67K again. So it doesn't really mean much unless we could get above and hold above 74K. All right, guys, so that's the breakdown. If this gave you clarity or a setup to watch, do me a favor, like, drop a comment, subscribe. And if you have a stock or crypto you want me to go over, drop it in the comment section. This is FlexCandle, where we read the candles and flex the moves. Catch you on the next chart.